All right, everybody. It's everyone's favorite section where we talk about what's going on in the dart community and the dart world in general. It's the produce report. And today we have a real good one to start off with. Mike Scarborough let out a banger of a post. Jen, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think it seemingly came out of nowhere. Maybe he was inspired by seeing someone else kind of complaining or having unrealistic expectations of their skill set. But do you want me to just kind of read the post real
Yeah.
quick and we can go from there? All right. So, Mr. Mike Scarborough, first of all, congratulations on your top four finish at the Darts Live Super Darts Qualifier. Amazing performance, bucket list achievement for Mike. So cool. So, a little credibility for Mike coming into this post that we loved. He said, "Did you ever wonder why I always say, 'Here it comes' before I go to the line? Because I understand what a miss is. The best soft tip players in the USA average under 6 MPR, 6 marks per round in cricket. That means even the elite miss about 33% of their darts. And most players would love to have that game. A 5.0 is basically a 33% success rate, with the other darts missing close enough to count. The best player in most bars might hit 1 in 3 a lot, but often misses all 3. So if you can't handle a miss, darts might not be the game for you. One bad dart should not ruin your leg. One bad round should not ruin your nights. If you just walked to the Aki and whiffed 3 darts according to the law of averages, here it comes. Teach yourself what a miss really is. It is not failure. It is a part of the game. For the best of the best, it is 33% of the game. Missing without unraveling is a skill, maybe the skill, and skills can be practiced." So, translation. Translation, you're simply not good enough to be mad when you miss, right? But you are good enough. You are good enough to remain calm after you miss. I think the real takeaway isn't even really about averages, right? It's just about emotional control disguised.
Yeah, no, you broke up there, but you said something very impactful, I'm sure.
Oh
Emotional
no.
control. You said emotional control, and then like and then
Ah.
you were looking at me. I was like, "Yep, that she said it. She said
it's
that."
it, I said it's emotional control disguised as math is kind of the premise.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing. I will say this, and I've gone on the players so many times. So many times. The perfect example, I was at a local blind draw in Florida last time I went to visit for my friend's wedding, right? And there's this guy there named Mac. And Mac's a talented shooter that doesn't realize he's talented, right? And so what happens is he goes up to the board and he goes and he throws. And if he hits a 0 mark to 5 mark, sometimes even a 9 mark, he just is upset. He's upset at his throw. He's like throwing his first dart and his head's shaking already, right? And what's so funny is he's such a like
Mhm.
nice guy outside of this and like positive outside of this. So it's kind of crazy like the disparity in between. But he like went up to me at one point and said, "Yeah, so I've been working on this part of my throw. I used to do this and I try to do this." And I looked at him, I said, "You can do that all you want. It's not going to fix your problem." And he's like, "Well, what does that mean?" And I said, "Well, the problem is you throw your first dart and you miss, or your second dart and you miss, and then you shake your head. And you've never tonight shaken your head and then hit that dart after." I said, I've been paying attention because I did bad. I was already done. I had plenty of time to watch darts. And you're shaking your head every single time. Well, guess what? You're not resetting yourself. You're not trusting yourself. And the amount of times where you do recoup, you're annoyed that you recouped after the miss, not happy that it still happened, right? So I see these star players all the time struggle so much. I will tell them every single time, I don't care if I hit. I just care that it felt good leaving my hand. That is the only thing. If I'm shaking my head, it's because I threw the dart physically wrong or uncomfortably. I'm not shaking my head because I missed. In fact, when I three in the bed at the corner just outside the triple onto the wrong segment, like I hit that trip one sweet spot high on the 18, and I bet it, and it might be detrimental. But guess what? At the same time, it would have felt good leaving my hand, so I'm not going to be upset because here it comes, right? That's what Mike Scarborough said. Here it comes.
I think a lot of the people commenting on that post as well, they're all kind of saying this, yeah, positive thinking, controlling your demons. Like, understanding probability, your numbers, not getting mad, and staying cerebral. So, all really, really good points on how to react. It's really not about the fact that you miss more often than your opponent. It's just like the way that you're reacting to your misses. So, um, although he isn't really talking about confidence here, we're focusing on acceptance. So two things I think you need, like, yes, you have to accept the reality that you're going to miss, but then confidence would be another key piece kind of missing from the conversation. But I love his quote. Here it comes. I mean, everyone can have their own mantra. I say totally different things to myself before I approach the line, but the point of the exercise is it's a reset button for your brain, I think. So whatever works for you, reset your mind. You've already accounted for the miss, so you're free to just throw the darts. The old classic darts mentality post. I love it so much. We don't see those too often, especially from players of that caliber. So
Do more, be more.
I love it. Yeah. Well, I do. I really like David Fadden because I think I had mentioned this in another podcast. Like, this falls in line with this. He likes to tell people, like, how many times have you walked up to the line? You're opening for a leg of cricket, for example, and you're like, oh my god, what if I miss into the trip five? What if I miss? What if I miss? And he's like, well, have you ever said to yourself, what if I hit everything I'm aiming at? So the power of positive thinking and kind of the self-actualizing a little bit is certainly something to think about. Competitive darts, at any skill level, just is sometimes less about throwing the darts and almost always about managing your emotional state in competition. So how does one unravel less, Nick? I mean, we can talk, we can point it out
Mm.
and talk the talk, but how do get a hold of yourself when you're feeling those emotions?
Xanax. No,
Beta blockers.
here's a good example of this. To your points, because I could tell you I'm still not the best at this. I definitely used to be a lot better. Only recently getting back into playing, I've realized I started to struggle. Like, it is a skill, and I've lost that skill because I've been maintaining that skill, right? For me, I look at Leonard Gates in the finals of the CSC, right? And after the break, there was 8 legs played. 6 of those 8 legs, he shot a 6 or higher in. 2 of his first 3 legs, he shot under a 4 in the night at the beginning of the match. Do you think he was shaking his head, or do you think that he just said it's going to come back? Because statistically, he still only shot like a 5.6 or 5.7 for the night, which is on season par for him. So that's what's the difference is he had such a statistically bad start to how he's been playing, but still statistically came out the same because of how good he played later on. And you can say what you will about Gates. That man in a final is good at keeping his mentality set right. I've never seen him just throw it away. People sometimes think, oh, he's changing his strategy because he's throwing it away. No, he's changing his strategy because he's Leonard Gates, and he just throws what he's going to throw at, right? And so to your point, like, how do you get better about that? I mean, first off, when you're going up there throwing, visualize the target that you're hitting and the shot that you want to hit, but not the shot that you're going to hit. So I go up there and I'm thinking, okay, I'm just trying to visualize this triple 20, visualize it as much as a person with aphantasia can. And then I go there, I throw the darts, and when the turn is over, I think, okay, and this is not all in real time, but this is truly the thought process. When I'm playing and I see my opponent shaking their head and getting all frustrated, I think pounce, make them feel that, like I want to punish that. So therefore, my goal is always to do the opposite. You will naturally start to not care if you start presenting as if you don't. Mask until it's real is kind of my advice on this one.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That really does remind me. So, like, I love everything that Mike has presented. I feel there is just one piece missing. So,
Oh.
for me, if darts mentality was a skill set, right? This is how I would break down the levels of those skill levels. So, a novice player would treat a miss like a mistake. A good player would treat a miss like a minor setback. A great player will treat it like an expected behavior, as Mike is suggesting. But the fourth thing, if I could add one more ultimate skill level that I could ascend to, that I hope to get to, is to not react at all. There's no emotion, no judgment, no analysis, nothing assigned to each of the darts that you're throwing, even if they're good darts. And so that's pure Zen mode that I hope to get to someday. It's really just only a minor like strategy pivot if you're playing cricket or if you're on a checkout. Maybe you have to do some kind of a minor calculation to adjust your throwing mechanics. But again, no analysis. There's no self comforting, no emotion of any kind assigned to the miss. You're not judging yourself. That's the entire premise of The Inner Game of Tennis, a really famous book about sports mentality, your inner thoughts while you're competing at an extremely high level. So I think you can listen to the audiobook for free on YouTube. I don't think it has the entire book, but it's like some AI voice like reading it, and you can put it on like 2 times speed. But I highly recommend if you haven't heard of that, The Inner Game of Tennis.
I also recommend the Point of Questions podcast. You can also listen to that on YouTube at 2 times speed, by the way. Did you not know that?
Oh God.
No,
At 2 times speed, us? I think we're a little
when I
already
edit,
a
I
little
edit it
fast
about
talking.
I edit it at 5 times speed, by the way. I don't know if you know this, but like I do like set my Premiere timeline playback speed to 500%, and then I just run it. That's how I edit.
Bro, that's crazy.
Oh, dude, it's so funny. We're like Alvin the Chipmunk's worst podcast. It is awesome. No, Mike, hats off to you, sir. I think this post was a home run overall. Like, I could like nitpick and say certain things. Like, there's the line where he says, you know, if you can't handle Mrs. Darts isn't for you, but then mentions that you can work on a skill. I get what you're saying, though. Like, this post is great. I think even the worst of losers, the sorest of people, the people with the most toxic mentalities can also, with the right people around them and the right willingness within them, you know, grow and develop in this game. I truly believe that darts is the game where anybody can be a pro, whether that be mentality wise, dart wise, or demeanor wise. I think that there's so much reality there, and the way that he sums it up really shows this game quite well. And for a man that is known for taking his shirt off even on ESPN, I can tell you for a fact that it was eloquently said from him.